Love staying up late? Researchers say people who consider themselves night owls face a higher risk of dying prematurely than morning people. Dr. Daniel Kessler is a sleep specialist at Allina Health, and he's here to explain. Thank you for joining us, doctor. So I guess first question, why do morning people live longer than night owls?
Well, what ends up happening, people who are night owls live in a world that doesn't allow them to then sleep in. Night owls naturally sleep from, 12, 1 until, 8 hours later. But they have to get up and go to work. They end up being chronically sleep deprived. We know that people who are chronically sleep deprived have a couple problems. They process sugar differently, and they also crave sweets and fats. So those folks are more likely to choose, say, a donut for breakfast as opposed to a bowl of oatmeal. They're also going to be more tired during the day. They're less likely to take that walk after lunch with their coworkers. They're less likely to work out that night. And all of those problems build up, and we end up with more diabetes, more hypertension, more depression, and more likely to premature death.
Someone like myself, I work from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., so I might blame my work schedule as the reason why I'm becoming a night owl. So I would say to myself, I feel like I'm wired. Are people just wired to be a night owl?
You're fine, as long as you're getting that. It's not that night owls have problems, have increased mortality. It's night owls who then get up early and have a shortened sleep that have the problem. So if you're getting home at 10 and you're going to bed at midnight and you're waking up at 8 a.m., even if you're a night owl, you're going to be okay because you're not having that sleep deprivation that's causing all those behavioral and psychological changes and physiological changes that are likely to lead to that increased mortality that they found in that British study.
So for that person who maybe stays up late and still gets up early, are there ways to reverse those negative consequences that they endure?
Well, not really, because if you sleep in on the weekends, you'll get a great night's sleep over the weekend. You'll feel terrific on Saturday. You'll feel terrific on Sunday. You'll go to bed late on Sunday night, and then Monday you're going to be sleep deprived again. So what those people are going to have to do is learn how to sleep in a pattern that more fits their work schedule, or, in the case of your situation, work in a job that doesn't require it. I know a fellow who's a typical night owl. He took a job as a realtor. No one wants to look at a house at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
He gets up late. He does his work in the evenings. No problem.
And it's not so much we would want people to become dependent on some sort of pill or even melatonin, if you will. There are behavioral ways to adjust your body and mind to work out of being a night owl.
The research says that there aren't any medications, including melatonin, that are really helpful on a long-term basis for sleep problems. So really what we're looking at doing is making behavioral changes in the way people sleep and the times they sleep in order to sleep better.
And of course, how much sleep should we be getting?
Most people need 7 or 8 hours. There are some people who need less, but there aren't as many people who need less as think they need less. They can get by on it, but they're going to be tired, and they're going to have trouble during the day, and again, leading to the mortality found in that British study.
Would it take going to a doctor like yourself to learn that maybe you are that person that it needs for sure 7 or 8?
Most people do. We could assume that you're going to need 7 or 8 hours of sleep. A big part of what I do in my clinical practice is help people to learn how to sleep in a pattern that's more effective for them and in a way that's going to help them to maximize their longevity.
Well, hopefully by Sunday night leading into Monday morning, people take some of these tips and advice you've given us. Thank you so much, Dr. Kessler.